They called me the girl of fire, fearless, wild, and untouchable. Whenever I stepped into the spotlight, silence would spread like smoke through the circus tent. Hearts stopped. Breaths held. And then I would leap, flip, fly, defying death, gravity, and sometimes my own pain. I was 22, wearing light, semi-naked costumes that glimmered under the lights, not for vanity, but because that was what the audience wanted. I didn't mind. Applause was my food. The tightrope, my comfort. And the roar of the crowd? That was the lullaby I never had as a child. But there was one sound I could never drown out, the soft rustle of dollar bills floating down from the front row. They came like rain after every show, always from the same hands. His hands. He was a young man, tall, quiet, always sitting in the same seat. Clean shirt, pressed pants, gentle eyes that didn't leer like the others. He didn't shout my name. He didn't whistle. He watched me with something different, respect, admiration, love. After every show, he waited at the back entrance, holding a single red rose. And every time, he would say the same words. Marry me. And every time, I gave the same answer, you are respectable, but I am not worthy of you. He would smile, broken-hearted, and walk away. My name is Amira. I was born behind a broken tent, to a mother who cleaned animal cages and a father who drank away the little we earned. I never went to school. I never had a birthday party. But I could swing, flip, and balance on a single rope before I could even write my own name. Life in the circus was beautiful and brutal. We painted our faces to hide our scars. We smiled for people who never cared to know our names. When the show ended, we cleaned up in silence, slept in trailers that shook with wind, and woke up in different cities, pretending each place was home. One night, after my final stunt, I landed wrong. My ankle twisted, my body hit the net, and the crowd gasped. I tried to laugh it off, limped backstage, and collapsed. The pain was blinding, but what hurt more was the silence that followed. No applause. No dollars. Just darkness. They sent me home to recover, but in circus life, recover often means replace. I was yesterday's headline. Nothing more. I lived in a small trailer parked behind the arena. I had no savings. No family. No future. Just a bottle of painkillers and old costumes I couldn't wear anymore. Then came a knock. It was him. The young man with the gentle eyes. But this time, he wasn't holding a rose. He had a brown paper bag filled with warm food and a box of ointment. He sat with me in silence. I cried. He didn't ask why. Every day, he came back. Cooked for me. Walked with me. Spoke of dreams, his and mine. I told him about my childhood, the things I had seen, the things I had lost. He told me about his mother who died young, his dreams of opening a small bookstore, his love for old poetry. One night, I asked him why he kept coming back. He looked at me and said, because behind the glitter and lights, you are the strongest person I've ever met. You think you're not worthy of me, but I've never felt worthy of you. That night, I didn't sleep. I thought of every moment I had risked my life for people who never even knew my name. And here was someone who saw me, really saw me. Months passed. My ankle healed, but I never returned to the high wire. I began helping him at a small bookstall he had rented at the edge of the town market. He gave me books, real books, and I devoured them like air. I learned to read. I learned to write. I learned that life could be quiet, gentle, and still full of meaning. He asked me to marry him again. This time, I said yes. Our wedding wasn't big. Just a few circus friends, a local priest, and a quiet garden. I wore a simple dress. No glitter. No sequins. But I never felt more beautiful. We now run a small bookstore together. The Flying Word, he named it, in memory of how we met. Children come to listen to stories. I tell them about the girl who once flew in the air and almost forgot how to stand on the ground. Sometimes, I miss the crowd. The lights. The applause. But then I look at our little shop, his face buried in a book, a child giggling in the corner, and I know I was never meant to live only in the air. I was meant to fly, yes, but also to land. The lesson? Sometimes, what seems like the end is only the beginning. Pain humbles us. Love grounds us. And real strength is not in flying, but in choosing to stay.